We're live. After all that delay, we're finally here. I'm sorry, the live stream before didn't work. I just had some issues with my internet, I think. But we're here to talk about tonight's episode. Who's excited? So yes, I'm going to be responding, talking about some of the theories people left in the comments on my review for... Oh my gosh. So yes, I started playing from another tab. So yeah, I'll be talking about some of the theories people left on my previous video, and also just about some revelations I have had since last week. Okay, so the first thing to address is this leaked episode situation. So if you didn't know, there has supposedly been an episode, tonight's episode, that has been leaked in Russian. This is all very dubious. Some people have watched it and have said it's not very good, but it's all very suspicious because no one knows if the producers planted this leaked episode, because all the official websites were talking about the fake episode, the leaked episode, which you wouldn't usually do because it encourages people to watch it. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out tonight if that was the case. But no spoilers if you've watched the leaked one, just in case it's real. I don't want to know anything. Okay. Oh, hello. People are here. Hi. People are excited. I'm also excited. Okay. Feel free to leave any comments or your own theories, whatever, in the live chat. Oh, Adriana said she doesn't understand. There's people watching. Okay. Does anyone ship Sherlock and John? I do. That's a thing that could happen tonight. We'll see. Yeah, John Locke being canon. I'll talk about it in a sec, because some people got really angry in the comments of my last video because I shipped John Locke, because it's quite divide between the fans. Some are so anti John Locke being a romantic thing, and then there's people like me. But I guess we'll find out tonight. Okay, so let's talk about Euros a bit, because what it's going to be about, I think. So first of all, is Euros Sharonford? I think that's the main one. A few people commented that they think Sharonford is the camp where Euros was being kept. Okay, Adriana says you were talking about something. Oh, okay, so basically, just to give you a rundown, a Russian version of the episode was supposedly leaked, but people are wondering whether this episode that was leaked was planted there by Steve Moffat and Mark Gatiss to throw fans off, or if it's actually the real leaked. So that's what I was talking about. Quite a few people pointed out that the Miss Me, the word Miss Me, could potentially be an acronym for Euros, Moriarty. So yeah, does this stream have spoilers? I'm gonna spoil... Oh, it's hard I'm gonna spoil the last 2 episodes. So if you haven't watched The Six Thatchers or The Line Detective, then maybe don't watch this stream. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you haven't watched them though, go and watch them now, because... No, episode 3 comes out in 2 hours. So this is a pre... So that I won't spoil tonight's episode, because I haven't seen it yet. Okay, so... Some people think... Someone commented this, and I thought this was quite clever, that Miss Me was actually Miss Moriarty Euros, as in, Euros is somehow, married to Moriarty or something. I'm not sure if I agree with this theory. I do think Euros is definitely connected with Moriarty, so we're gonna find out more about that tonight. Is Moriarty alive? Still a question. I still don't know the answer. I think we will see. 2 hours. I think we'll definitely see. I think Andrew Scott will make a reappearance because there have been some photos on set of Andrew Scott, who plays Moriarty, being there. So I think we're going to see Moriarty in today's episode, whether that's in a flashback or not. So, because I love Andrew Scott so much, I think he's the best. So hopefully we'll see him tonight. Yes. Okay. People have been commenting about Sherlock. No, about John. Is John dead? A lot of people said that the gun at the end, when we see the gunshot, we only see smoke, not a bullet, which makes me think that, like, no bullet came out, so John's fine. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm not sure what time it comes out in the States. Sorry, you can probably Google it. What if Jim had a twin? Does Moriarty have a twin? I don't know. I mean, everyone. It's, yeah, because it's never twins until it is. Yeah, theory that Moriarty has a twin. I don't think I've actually heard much about this theory, but that would explain how maybe he's alive, because maybe the guy who shot himself in the mouth on the roof was his twin. Hello, Joseph. Oh, thank you. Twins everywhere. It's true. It's so true. Sharonford could potentially be a twin of Euros. So, just too much. Okay. Lots of people were commenting, where's Rosie? Good question. Where is Rosie? That's John's daughter, in case you didn't know. She kind of disappeared in the last episode. No one really knows what happened with Rosie. I hope they didn't just, like, I hope that's not lazy writing and, like, they just forgot about her as a character. Fingers crossed that, like, we'll see some of the baby, because otherwise that's not very consistent. Yes, I agree with that. I think there could be 4 home siblings, because we've got Sharonford and Euros. So either they're the same person, or 2 new siblings. I think Molly is going to play into this episode quite a lot. So I hope she becomes, because she is a bit of a plot device. Like, in the last few seasons, she doesn't have much of a role. So it would be nice to see Molly, you know, kind of coming out of her shell and, you know, being acknowledged as a really important character. Another thing I want to address, because I forgot to talk about it in my review, Mycroft and Lady Smallwood. What? So yes, Mycroft gets Lady Smallwood's number. This is not the Mycroft we know. It seems that all the Holmes brothers are adapting, changing. A lot of people think Mycroft is going to die in this episode. If Mycroft dies, I will cry. That'll be terrible. Do you think there'll be a secret 4th episode? I would be very okay with that. So, who knows? Because people always stop after 3. So, yeah, hopefully. Oh, is that Mycroft and Lestrade? Okay, so there's going to be a big explosion tonight, because we saw the trailer, and there's a scene where John and Sherlock are being exploded and thrown out of a house, which I still think is their family home. So my prediction for that is that, like, either John or Sherlock are going to be in the house, and then the other one comes and rescues him, and they all jump out of the house, and it's going to be epic. Someone's... Oh, yes. Leonie, hello. Yes, that's true. Someone said, yeah, on the card it says Alicia Smallwood, but her name is Elizabeth Smallwood, so that's all very dodgy. Could she have a twin as well? Who knows? But yeah, that's true, because that actually really threw me off, because I remember reading about that, and like, it's Elizabeth Smallwood, not Alicia Smallwood, so something fishy going on there. I didn't realise how much of a main character she was going to be. So that's exciting. Hopefully we'll see more of her. Oh, that's an interesting point. So someone just commented that John Locke definitely won't happen if it was a leaked episode, because Russian TV bans LGBT material. From what I've heard, it was just uploaded onto like a dodgy site online with Russian dubbing, so no one really knows what's going on with this fake episode situation. We'll find out tonight. Another thing to watch out for tonight is Redbeard, the dog. We keep getting flashbacks to Sherlock's childhood, so I think we are going to see that tonight. You finished Outlander. Oh, let me know how you found it. But yes, Redbeard tonight. Sherlock's childhood is going to be very key. A lot of people have been saying Euros killed Redbeard, which is why Sherlock is so emotionally scarred, and that's why he always has these traumatic flashbacks to his dog, which is a definite possibility. But I like dogs, so I hope we'll see more of Redbeard. Oh, that's true. Someone just said that tonight's episode is the 13th episode, which is unlucky. And it's just gone Friday the 13th as well, so who knows. Big thing, does Sherlock know Euros? It's hard to tell, but at the moment I don't think he does, but then Sherlock always seems to be on top of things. I think Mycroft knows about Euros. But yeah. So, Leonie asks, do you think this will be the last season? Now, I read something, I heard about a 5-act play thing, which is like, I think it's the Greek way, like ancient Greece, how they did play, so a 5-act play, and how it's like the exposition, blah, blah, blah. You'll have to Google it if you want a better explanation, but that would imply there's a 5th season. However, I personally think that they genuinely don't know at this point whether this is the last season, so I think the conclusion will be very final, but it will leave some questions which could lead to the possibility of a new series, in my opinion. Have I finished Outlander? I read the book, but not the TV show. No, I watched season 1 of the TV show. Yes. It's true, Sherlock doesn't recognize adult Euros, so yeah, maybe he hasn't seen her since they were both children, which would go with the theory of Euros killing his dog and being sent to this camp base called Sharonford. That would be a very nice way of tying it all together. Rudolph makes a very good point on that. How can they continue it after a 4th season? Because of Moriarty, like they've brought him into every season, and like they can't really stretch out the Moriarty plot for another season. So who knows? Because he's always been the overarching villain. I mean, we've had other smaller villains, but they always only stay for 1 episode. So that's important to note. Oh, okay. Hello, Helena. She says with the 13th thing, Mycroft has a 13th note on his fridge. Such unluck. They leave like the writers just leave so many Easter eggs. So it's possible that this number 13 will play into this episode. I really want to see what Mycroft, because Mycroft's got a meeting with Sharonford, right? So whether that is a camp or whether that is a person, I'm like, that's one of the top things I want to see, how that unravels. Yeah, so someone said they need resolution with the Moriarty story. So do I. I think we really need closure, because at the moment we don't know if he's alive. We don't know what's going on with that at all. So I really want to see that. And I hope that they wrap it up well, because I trust the writers. Like, last episode really confirmed my love for the show, and it really reminded me that they are good writers. So fingers crossed they will wrap up Moriarty's story. However, going back to what someone said before about not being able to continue, if Moriarty did have a twin, that could lead on to a 5th season, potentially. Yes, so Mary's sacrifice. Yes. I need closure on Mary. Mary's death was really sudden, and I mean, John did grieve, but he got over Mary extremely quickly. I don't know if anyone else feels that. You know, he went to her grave, but she didn't even have a funeral, right? We didn't even see her funeral, which which is kind of upsetting, because I kind of wanted, like, I'm sad that Mary has no more screen time, and I really want her. I really want to either have a flashback of Mary and some explanation as to why she sacrificed herself so readily. So Euros wasn't there on that night as Faith Smith. No, Euros wasn't there that night as Faith Smith. Yeah, that whole scene with Sherlock and Faith at the beginning, it's still not really clear, because Sherlock doesn't recognize her as the counselor. I mean, and Sherlock is such a perceptive person, you'd think some contact lenses wouldn't fool him, so maybe he did recognize her as Euros on that night. Who knows? Okay. Yes, so Silly Drea brings up the terminally ill thing. I mentioned this in one of my reviews, that Mary could potentially have been terminally ill, which is why she sacrificed herself so easily, because she knew she was dying and she kind of wanted to end it early. Yes, because in the video she does say, when I die, if I die, which would imply the terminal illness thing, and it also reaffirms the thing about how prepared she was to die, so perhaps there was something going on in the background. Yeah, it's okay. Why did Mary's video have Miss Me on it? She says in the episode that it's just to, like, grab his attention, but we all know that Mary has connections with Moriarty. We all know she has a past there, and I think that might be explored in this episode, because Mary's past is so fascinating. It kind of popped out of nowhere that she was this super badass assassin, and hopefully hopefully that will be developed on. Yes. He wasn't so sad. Okay, so the whole thing about John texting this woman, how do we all feel about that? Because he confesses it to Sherlock, and I kind of liked how they dealt with it, in that Sherlock kind of said, we're all human, but then John says, even you, and then Sherlock's like, nah, I'm not human. But I like how they spoke, and I kind of like that, because it shows that even John isn't perfect, because John has been pretty faultless up till this point. And I feel like this whole affair thing was to prove that no one's perfect, in a kind of cheesy way. Yeah, so it's true, everything is linked back to Moriarty, and I'm mixed, I'm torn. Do I like that? It feels like, I mean, like I said, I trust the writers, and I don't think they've run out of ideas, but I think if there is a 5th season, potentially some of the writing could get sloppy if they keep going back to Moriarty, so we'll see how that turns out. Oh yes, the woman, Irene Adler. I personally don't think we're going to see Irene Adler in the episode, just because, like, I think that's been wrapped up. But, you know, who knows of Sherlock? If we see her, I'll be thrilled, because I love her. I think she's the best character, and her and Sherlock's vibe is so exciting to watch on screen. It's true. It's true. I'm still not completely okay with the cheating thing because, like, it still feels really out of character for John. But I think also they did it to make him feel this guilt after she died. Joseph says, "Will Sherlock die?" No, touch wood. If he dies, nah, no, I'm not down for that. He's already had a fake death. I don't think he's going to die. I think it's more likely that John will die. Who knows? Yeah. I have to go in a sec. Because, yes, I have to go in a sec. But anyway, just to talk quickly. So yeah, if you want to say anything, send it now. But I agree that season 3 wasn't the strongest of Sherlock. So I'm really glad season 4 is picked up. Six Thatchers wasn't the best, but the Line Detective, I think we can all agree, was fabulous. Yes, okay, Helena brings up a good point about them showing at the beginning. Yeah, coming! Okay, I have to go. But it's showing at the beginning the footage of how footage can be the footage of how it was altered. So in that way, anything can be altered, and yes, that ties into the fake episode. So yeah, okay, I'm off now. Bye. I'll try and film a review soon for the episode. I'm so excited. Okay, goodbye.